Hi everyone, it's Liam here from Biggerplate.com. Today I want to talk about how mind maps and mind mapping software specifically can help improve and enable collaboration amongst teams that are working remotely. This can often mean team members are spread out geographically, perhaps across time zones, but all still need to have a single coherent view of the projects and progress going on within their team. So let's take a look at how mind mapping software might help us with improving that collaboration. So here's our example mind map, and what I've done here is just create a mock-up map of a weekly review, maybe a team stand-up meeting that happens every week to review all of the key projects going on in our business. Now, again, in remote teams, this is going to be happening over video calls, maybe without even the benefit of seeing each other. So what we need here is something that's going to give us a really simple summary and the key headlines of what's going on in all of these different projects. Now we've created in this map a very simple sort of routine of having planning, in progress, testing and done. And it means then that we've built in 3 projects under planning, 3 under progress, 2 in testing and 3 in done. And under each stage of the process, when we're in planning, we're obviously going to be doing some slightly different things. We might be working on some research and creating a project brief. And this is where we start to use some of the really great functions in MindMeister to really build out the richness of this information. So we've assigned this project or the responsibility for this project to Dan. So just using the tools in MindMeister, I can come into the tool and assign this to whoever I want. I could reassign it to myself if I wanted to take over because Dan's maybe not doing a great job on Project Beluga. But let's give that back to Dan just for the example here. Now Dan can keep a really good summary of what's going on right here in the MindMeister map that other people can see. And you can also use some of these visual icons in MindMeister to really flag where things are going well, the prioritization and the progress. So for example, in our planning section of our mind map, we've marked each of these with a priority icon. So we're getting a really clear visual signal that Beluga is #1 priority in the planning, Squirrel is #2, and Lemur is #3. So we're really building out a very clear visual sense when the team members tune into this map of where their focus and attention should be. Now Dan is the owner of that project, but maybe several people are going to contribute and update information within that particular section of the map. And again, Dan can also use all the different functions of MindMeister to pull together the key information that any team member might need to know or want to know about that project. So he's using things like hyperlinks here to pull in videos from YouTube. He's got another link off here to maybe a report on a population study, and he's even managed to embed attachments into his MindMeister map so that anybody who wants to see that briefing document as it comes together can just pop open that attachment, and again it's stored right there in MindMeister to open up that PDF document. So Dan, as he goes through this, can update the project brief until that's completed. He maybe then has some deliverables here that he'll then be able to sort of track against once we move this project into progress. And all the while, what's being created here is a really simple project summary for other team members to chip into when it's relevant or to contribute to, but also just to keep that awareness and understanding of what's going on. And that's that macro and micro view. Even though I might not have anything to do with this particular project, the ability to just open up the MindMeister map, see a really simple set of kind of headlines and key information right here at my fingertips, all these different links and attachments in one place, makes it really easy for things to be clear to me as well. And again, I can just jump in and add my questions to the map, and then maybe Dan can come back to that later. So really simple way for us to visually summarize and make clear all that's going on in our business at any given time. As the items move around our weekly stand-up, for example, what's underneath might change a little bit. So by the time items get across here into the done pile, we're maybe going to use some different headings for our maps. We'll have our key documents, which will probably contain the briefing from the start, the deliverables, but we might also start to build into the map something like a lessons learned project. So something that everybody can just contribute to, and when we get round to reviewing each project, we could look at each one in turn and say, well, what have we learned from this project that we can maybe embed that thinking and that learning into our other projects. And we find a very simple lessons learned structure like positives, negatives, next time could be a really good way of just making sure we take the key learning from Barney's Project Manatee and build that into maybe some of those other projects in the dashboard. So that's if we're working on just creating a really good visual summary for our team meetings or for our team members to jump in and update, and just keeping it light, manageable for everybody involved and easy for them to see. Here's the macro picture of all the projects prioritized and organized by their current status. And then within each one, being able to dive in and see the detail, see the progress, and the richness of information that goes with it is very, very powerful in terms of keeping team members who may not be in the same place still aligned and understanding what's going on amongst our wider team. So that's if we're updating maybe asynchronously and keeping our own parts of the mind map nice and updated. But what about starting to leverage some of the collaborative functions of a tool like MindMeister to really up that collaboration when perhaps you're in those real-time meetings together? Let's take a quick look at that next. So hopefully, using some of the features we've seen in MindMeister so far, you can see how your remote team members can keep their parts of the overall picture updated and current with the relevant information and progress. But what about those weekly stand-up meetings and reviews where we want to all be on a call at the same time and maybe updating that map with questions, ideas as we're collaborating around how to make these projects come to life? Well, if we imagine looking at that same map, but this time we've got 3 people all in the map at the same time. Maybe this is our weekly stand-up. Now you can see I'm up here on the questions and I've got a question about this particular project that I'm going to type into the map. But you can see I've also got Dan and Graham in the map at the same time, and they're going to just do a little bit of updating right there in the review meeting while I'm updating my part of the map. So this is where again the 2 other people in the room can start to add information into the map in real time with each other, so we build out that picture right there in the moment. Other features we can use in MindMeister to help with our collaboration in real time as a team are the comments and voting features. For example, we've got a red flag under this particular project, and what I can do here is jump into the project, which is owned by Dan, and just leave a quick comment with a possible idea that I've got on how to solve the problem. I can leave my comment in on that particular topic, and Dan will then know there's a comment in there to go look at. He can click in and view the comments and see what others have said about that particular problem or ideas they might have on how to solve it. And this is a really nice way of building up both a dialogue within the real-time meetings. You can be talking about this via video, leaving little comments in the comments box, and it also means you've got a nice record of the thinking and discussion that went into any decisions. Dan can then look in the record and reply to that comment, and I can vote on that to say, I think this is a good idea, we should progress this. Others can also jump in on that, add their comments, add their votes to really build up that sense of what the team, wherever they are in the world, no matter how dispersed or remote they may be, we can give ourselves a real sense of the team view on a particular idea or solution and build up that narrative right here in the mind map. So that's it for now. A very quick look at how mind mapping and powerful tools like MindMeister can help improve and support effective collaboration amongst your remote team, whether they're working asynchronously or in real time in the mind map at the same time. It's a great way of pulling together perspectives, ideas, and building on that team view and team strength all in one clear visual summary. For more MindMeister templates, tutorials and training, please visit Biggerplate.com. And if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to subscribe here to our channel.